everyone, welcome to Must Read Monday. My name is Dabney. I'm the young adult librarian with the Twin Lakes Libraries, and I use they them pronouns. Today I'm coming to you from the teen room at the Mary Vincent because I have a ton of books and I didn't want to bring them next door. So we're talking about adventure books because summer reading is adventure begins at your library. Now when I think of adventure books, I think of either an individual or a group of individuals who have a specific mission or quest, and they are going out into the world and they're trying to achieve like whatever their mission is. Usually it's very exciting, fast-paced with action. So like if I'm thinking about adventure movies, I'm thinking of the Indiana Jones movies, if y'all have seen those. Something like that. So I just kind of picked a bunch of books from the shelves, mostly ones that I've read that I was like, I think this counts as an adventure. So here they are. We're going to start out with a historical, little bit of fantasy adventure. This is actually the third book in the series about the Montague siblings. This is about the youngest sibling. So I would recommend, starting at the beginning. But the first book is checked out. That's The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. This is The Nobleman's Guide to Scandal and Shipwrecks, in which the youngest Montague sibling is going out to finally reconnect with his older siblings and gets swept up on an adventure trying to find, it says, when a newly found keepsake of his mother's, a broken spyglass, comes into Adrian's possession, he's thrust into the past and finds himself face to face with an older brother he never knew he had. And it sends him on a quest to unravel secrets that are echoing through his family. And so there's scandals, there's shipwrecks, there's pirates. This adventure sends Adrian all over the place. That's kind of the theme with all of these books, is the characters end up traveling around the world, meeting new people, getting into trouble. It is very exciting, and I really enjoy them. Throne of Glass. This is like the first book of the series, so brand new covers here. And this is, the main character is Selena, and she is an assassin. So this starts out with her in basically like a prison camp. It's really terrible. And the prince comes to get her. Well, he doesn't come himself. He sends like his, captain of the guard to come get her. And he's like, I want you to be my champion in this upcoming tournament. She doesn't want anything to do with them, but, she doesn't want to stay at the prison camp either. This series, I cannot even begin to tell you how much it just, it starts out and you think you know, but you don't know. And by the end, you're like, my mind is blown. Everything is just a lot. But super great adventure from start to finish. Yes. And then another fantasy series. This one, I feel like it kind of gives me the like magic school vibes with like summoning demons. There's like different races of fantasy beings, like there's elves and dwarves and all of that. So the main character kind of, starts out with like bad things happening and ends up getting recruited to go to this magic school, and from there it's kind of like teaming up with some friends and trying to like make it through school while also dealing with like these bigger issues and adventures that are happening. So this is the first book of a series as well. If you want a standalone, I really enjoyed The Wicked Bargain. So this is also kind of like historical fantasy, and on Marleon de la Rosa's 16th birthday, El Diablo comes calling. For years, Mars Papa has had a deal with El Diablo that allows him to have the most successful pirate ship on the Caribbean. But all that ends when El Diablo comes to collect his price, the soul of the captain and the lives of the crew. Mars is the only survivor. Still, there are dangers. Mars is transgender and non-binary and must hide their identity. And they are magical with the ability to control fire and ice. In a world where magic isn't supposed to exist, El Diablo finds out about Mars' magic. He gives them two choices: swap places with their father or never see him again. They have until the harvest moon, just 2 months away, to make their decision. And of course, I can't leave out the Percy Jackson series. I feel like everyone probably knows about this, but Percy comes to find out he's a demigod, and he is being pursued by, like, creatures, like, from myth that you wouldn't know exist, who are trying to kill him before he gets any older and kind of comes into his powers, and ends up finding sanctuary at Camp Half-Blood with other demigods and gets sent on a quest. And, like, this is just the beginning of Percy's adventures, because there's, like, a whole other series after this one, and it's great. It's very good. So you've got the Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Heroes of Olympus, then you've got, like, the Trials of Apollo, and you have The Sun and the Star, which is about two of the characters from this series having to go into the underworld, and it's testing them and their relationship, and it is very good. Very, like, there's a map here, it's kind of covered up, so yeah, very, like, excellent adventures right there. Kind of similar to what I was saying, like, everyone says this is kind of like the gay Indiana Jones. So this one, the main character loves, like, history, archaeology, and he basically, his dad has, like, a TV show that he used to be on when he was younger, and he would go with his dad, and they were, like, on all these quests to find different, like, relics or, like, historical items that had, like, supernatural powers. And there was a big falling out between them. Now his dad has come back, and he's like, I want you to help me find the Sacred Band of Thebes, the rings of the Sacred Band of Thebes, and go to Greece. And so he's, like, gets talked into going. Lots of adventures ensue. And this is the first book in the series, so I'm really hoping there are going to be more, because I did really enjoy this. Like, it's got basically everything you would want from, like, an archaeology adventure dealing with, like, the supernatural. Going kind of quickly, I'm not going to go into much detail, but if you like adventures set in space with, like, a really great cast of characters, you've got Aurora Rising, again, first book in a series. Brandon Sanderson, if you have not read Brandon Sanderson, you must. I really love the Skyward series, which I think is still ongoing, so this one is set in space as well, very good. I would also recommend the Mistborn series. That's more, like, technically adult, but I feel like teens can definitely read it. The Golden Compass, kind of classic. The Fifth Wave, another kind of sci-fi adventure. Going back to some fantasy. Really love the Sunbear Trials. This is an older YA, but also very good. Angel Fall. Children of Blood and Bone, the third book comes out, I think, this summer. So yes, perfect time to get into it. And finally, another kind of historical horror story, Dread Nation. Absolutely love it. Zombies, the Civil War, post-Civil War, I guess, and it is super good. So those are my recs. Please come check them out. Bye.